we're going to be going through arithmetic patterns. So before we get started, I'm going to ask you guys, give me a thumbs up if you've already done arithmetic patterns at school. Give me a thumbs down if you have not. I just want to gauge how much of this I actually have to go through in detail. Hello, Simamkele. Excellent. I'm getting quite a lot of thumbs up, which is a good sign. Okay, I haven't had a thumbs down as yet. So, okay, Babalo says no. So I'm going to try and move at an okay pace, and we'll see how that goes. Anna says, we started today, but my teacher just did an intro. Okay, good. Hello, Samuel. Hi, Samsung. All right, excellent. All right, so for Babalwa and Anna's sake, we're going to try and take this a little bit slow. But for those of you who know what you're doing, guys, don't feel afraid to just go ahead and do the questions. I'll put them up on the screen. Okay, so if you haven't done it before, what we're looking at over here is called an arithmetic sequence. These are called general terms. Okay, this is a general term. Okay, general term, sorry. General term. This one is also called a general term. And we're going to work through how to replace what where in order to figure out an arithmetic sequence. Oh, Jasmine, I'm going to do those on Wednesday. Okay, I normally do those on Wednesday, so I'll do them on Wednesday. Oh, I'm sorry, Asi. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're not allowed. Okay. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Jasmine. Class monitor Jasmine is here, everyone. It's so great to see you. I know, guys, it kind of sucks that we can't share personal information. I'm sorry, Asi. The problem is, Asi, and I'll tell you this. Now, the internet isn't exactly the safest place. It's not the safest place, right? So, and not everybody puts their camera on all the time. So if there is like a grown man or a grown woman sitting in this chat right now, pretending to be a teenager, and you give away your house address, and then some stranger shows up at your house. Look, like, I don't know about you, but that sounds like that reads like a scene in a movie. And I'm not ready for those kinds of movies in my life, if you know what I mean. Okay, I know, Mwekezi, yeah, I know, guys, I'm sorry. And that's the reason why we're not allowed to share personal info, because you are all minors, and we want to make sure that we protect you guys. You are our top priority. Okay. Hey, Akwando, focus. What were we talking about? I'm sorry, Nobaki. Okay, let's focus. All right, so of these two general terms, you are more than welcome to use any of them. I'm just going to ask you guys in the chat, please give me a 1 or a 2. Which formula has your teachers taught you in school? Formula 1 or Formula 2? Which one? 1 or 2? Okay, Sanagatle says both, and I can understand why we would know both. That's perfect. All right, so I'm getting a mixed number of things. Okay, correct. Callan, so your one would be number 2 because you guys would use B instead of D. Exactly the same thing. Okay, so that B that you're calculating for is the common difference that we call D. Okay, that's okay, Samuel. Correct, Offense. I agree with you. I also like D, but we'll talk about equation number 1, but we'll talk about that. All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you how to use both formulae, and then we're going to figure out where to go from there. Okay, so I've given you an example over here. I'm sorry, guys, I just want to change this example, and I will explain to everybody why I've changed this example in just a second. Okay. Okay, I'm going to change this example. That's okay, Samuel. I'm going to show you how to do this. All right, so the first thing we're always going to have to look for, guys, is our common difference. Okay, common difference. Now, our common difference is going to come from how we go from one term to the next. So if I asked you guys, how did we get from 4 to 7, and then from 7 to 10, and then from 10 to 13, and then from 13 to 16? We would all say that to get from 4 to 7, we have to plus 3. And to get from 7 to 10, we have to plus 3. And to get from 10 to 13, we have to plus 3. And that is the common difference that we're looking for. But I love the way Ofense has put this. Ofense is saying that the common difference D is the same as T2, but I'm going to start somewhere else, Ofense. I'm going to start at T3 minus T2. Now, T3 minus T2 must give us the exact same answer that T2 minus T1 gives you. And now I can already understand, somebody in the chat is going to be like, ma'am, like WTF, what is T3, what is T1, what is T1? Now, all of these numbers that we see in the sequence are called terms, okay? They are called terms. Each and every one of them is called a term. They're all terms, right? Now, depending on where in the sequence each of these is sitting, the terms will then determine the n in our equation. Now, let me explain. This number 4 is sitting in the first position. It's sitting in the first position. So that means that number in the first position, I will answer Rulani in just a second. Give me a second. I just want to finish my train of thought. Okay. That number is sitting in the first position. We're going to call that n equals 1. So this n over here stands for position. In position 1, we have the number 4. And the way we're going to denote this is we're going to say that T1 is equal to 4. Now, 7 over here is sitting in the second position. So that means that my n is going to equal 2. That tells me that T2 is equal to 7. Now, tell me, guys, this 10 over here, what is n equal to? What is the position of 10? N is equal to what? Rulani, I would really love you to put your hand up again, my sweetie, if you have a question. Okay, please put your hand up again. I will take your question just now. Good. N is equal to 3. What does that tell me? That means that T3 is equal to what?
10.
Correct. I heard that. Somebody said 10. Beautiful. T3 is equal to 10. Hi, Rulani. What's going on?
Hi, ma'am. We didn't start this in class. So I'm asking if you can please explain the formulas, what they stand for as in T and
100%.
D and C.
I'm about to jump straight into that. Okay, my sweetie. All right. Okay. So, actually, let me do that now. Okay. No worries. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Jasmine. How's it going, my sweetie?
Okay, and you?
I'm good. What's up?
And quick question, where's the normal formula, the one that goes +1?
N plus 1, okay, we don't really use that one unless we are looking for the term that comes after the other one. And I'll show you where it comes in. It comes in when we do like the more complicated ones, but I'll show you in just a little bit. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, my sweetie. It's so good to hear your voice. Okay, all right, let's talk about this. Now, Tn, this Tn that we've got over here, guys, Tn is going to stand for the actual term. Now, remember, ma'am just said the terms are going to be numbers like 4, 7, 10, 13, 16. Tn is that term. Okay, D, this D over here is going to stand for common difference. So we've already established that the common difference for this particular question that we're doing here, our common difference D is equal to 3, because to get from the one term to the next term, we are adding 3. Now, for those of you who have learned B, B is also going to stand for the common difference. So some of you may have learned that the equation or the general term is Tn is equal to Bn plus C. Your B is exactly the same as our D. Okay, so for those of you who use B, B is also the common difference. Okay, they both mean the same thing. So if you write Bn, same thing as Dn. Okay, they're both the same thing. Okay, now C over here stands for the constant. And we're going to take a little bit of time talking about the constant because we're really going to want to know what it is. Now, Pascal, if the difference changes, then we do not have a common difference. Remember, the operative word here is common. So the difference must be the same for every next step. Otherwise, it's not an arithmetic sequence. Okay, we will not have a D. You will not have it. It needs to be common. Okay, if it's not common, we can't calculate for it. Okay, it must be common. All right, okay. Rulani, just give me a thumbs up if everything that I've explained to you over here makes sense. The term, the D, I forgot the N. Remember we talked about N. N is these numbers over here. And we said that N is the term number or the position that it sits in. So if N is equal to 7, we're looking for the number in the 7th position. And if N is equal to 9, we're looking for the number in the 9th position. Okay, excellent, my sweetie, good stuff. Now let's look at this other equation. This other general term over here, same thing, guys. Tn also stands for the term, but A is going to stand for the first term. Okay, A stands for the first term. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you look at the sequence that we have over here, what is our first term? What is our first term in the sequence? Correct, Pascal, that's it, Funzo. Correct. I heard that whoever just unmuted and said 4, I heard you loud and clear. Beautiful. The first term is 4. So we're going to replace the first term with 4. Again, N is going to stand for the position or the term number. Okay, and D again will stand for the common difference. D is the common difference. Now, I'm going to show you guys how both of these formulas are going to give us the same thing. That's okay, Chloe. I'm going to explain in just a little bit. Okay, both of these are going to give us the same thing. Right, now, I'm trying to erase. We've established that our common difference is equal to 3. Chloe, I need you to wait for the next example for me, my sweetie, and then it's going to make sense in just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start with this formula that we have on this side, right? Now, I've calculated for my D or my B, it doesn't matter what you call it, whether you call it D is equal to 3 or B is equal to 3, same thing. So I'm going to go into my formula and I'm going to replace my D or my B with 3. So I'm going to go Tn is equal to 3n plus C. Okay, now there's 2 different ways to do this, right? I'm going to use T1. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to replace my n with 1. My n is going to be 1. So wherever in my formula I see an n, I'm going to replace it with the number 1. Okay, I'm going to replace it with the number 1. Okay, so I'm going to go T1, oh, let me start again. Tn is equal to 3n. T1 is going to equal to 3 times 1, right? Plus C. Now the problem is T1 is equal to 3, but the number in my first position is actually 4. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do I need to add to this 3 over here to get from 3 to 4? Because the number in my first position is actually 4, not 3. I need to add plus 1, correct, plus 1. So what that tells me is that in my general formula, C is going to be plus 1. Give me a thumbs up if what I've just said makes sense. Yes, correct, Asi, that's the format of the formula. Okay, give me a thumbs up. Somebody's saying plus minus, yeah, okay. Samuel, if you're kind of, I'm going to show you the other way to do it with this other formula, which you're going to find easier, trust me. Okay, so I can then go into my formula and I can replace C with 1, 3n plus 1. I'm going to show you. Let me show you. All right. No worries, Randile, welcome. Rulani, what's up, my sweetie?
Ma'am, can I ask,
Yes.
since T1 equals 4, therefore, can we just put 4 on the left-hand side and solve for C as solving for X?
100%. Now, it gets a little bit confusing that some people don't understand that we can replace the whole of Tn. Okay, so I don't want to confuse people, but if you are able to do that, I'm about to explain that. So we can say that because T1 is equal to 4, I can replace the whole of T1 with 4, and I can just go 4 is equal to 3 times 1 plus C, and then I can solve for C. You are spot on. We can 100% do that. Okay. All right. It's just if somebody doesn't understand what T1 stands for, it's going to be very complicated for them. Okay. So that's why I'm using the idea that term 1 is for how do we get there. Okay. But if you guys just give me a yes in the chat if you guys use the formula that Rulani has just put on the screen. How many of you guys use this part? 4 is equal to 3 plus C, therefore C is equal to 1. How many of you guys use that one? Just give me a yes or a no in the chat, please. Okay, I'm getting a lot of yeses. Okay, okay, Asi says no, that's perfectly fine. If you're still kind of stuck, okay, you can use either of these formula. Okay, Samuel, if you know how to do this one, go ahead and do that one. This one for me just takes one less step, which is why I appreciate it. But you can use this one if you're familiar with it. Okay. All right, let me show you guys how to use the second formula that we've got over here. Right, so we're going to use the same sequence that we've got over here. So I'm going to go Tn is equal to, what is the value of A again? Remember, A stands for the first term. What is A? What are we going to replace A with? Good, Sadagache, excellent, Kellen. That's it, we're going to replace A with 4. So we're going to go 4 plus, open brackets, n minus 1 multiplied by our common difference, which is how much? 3, correct. My common difference is 3, right? So my next step is I'm going to go algebra style. I'm going to distribute. I'm going to distribute this 3 into the bracket. So I'm going to end up with Tn is equal to 4 plus 3 times n, now I'm writing equals, sorry guys, 4 plus 3 times n is 3n, 3 times -1 is -3. And then I can clean this up. Tn is equal to 3n, and then 4 minus 3 is just going to give me +1. Give me a thumbs up if we understand what ma'am just did with both. Give me a thumbs up. Right. This second one, I'm going to tell you guys, this Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1d. It's like a sweet spot for me. I appreciate that one because it takes 2 steps, whereas in the other one, we have 3 or 4 steps. I appreciate that one. Okay, so I'm going to name this one equation 1 or general formula 1, and this one general formula 2. Tell me in the chat, which one do you prefer? General formula 1 or general formula 2? Correct, Nell, I agree. Do we prefer 1 or do we prefer 2? If you prefer 1 because that's the one you've been taught, go for it. Nobody's going to argue with you anyway. Go for it. But if you want to use general formula 2, then you're more than welcome to do it because it's a little less for me. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get into some examples. All right. Here are your first 3 examples. All right. Okay, take it away. Remember, you can choose any methods, Mamkele. Whichever one works for you, go ahead and do it. I'm going to give you guys the formula. Here's the first one. Tn is equal to Dn plus C or Bn plus C, depending on which one you want to use, B or D. And then T1 is equal to A plus, open brackets, n minus 1, close brackets, D. All right. Now, I want you guys to note here that in this question, they want you to find the common difference. They want you to find the general rule. The general rule is the one that says Tn is equal to 2n plus 1, something like that. That's the general rule. And then for the last one, they want you to find the 25th term, so T25. Okay, let's do one. Let's just do A together. Let's do A, yes. Let's do A together. Once you're done doing A, pop your favorite emoji in the chat and then we'll talk. Okay. Use whichever one. You can either use this one or this one. It's up to you which one you want to use. Both of them are going to give you the same answer. Okay. And if any of you are still confused, I think this is the time for you guys to put your hand up or to ask a question in the chat while everyone else is working, just so I can clear up any misgivings so we don't leave you behind, okay? But by the looks of things, everybody's just like grinding. Yeah, go for it, peeps. And if anybody also wants to answer the question for us, they're also happy to answer a question. They're also happy to, I'm happy for you guys to put your hand up. Yes, correct, Funzo. Offensive, that was like, bam, 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 quick. Did you also find T25? You must remember to also find T25. All right, cool. I'm going to give everybody else 1 more minute, and then we're going to get into the answer. Oh, I love this. I know, Imelda, especially when you understand. Maths is so nice when you get it. That's the best part. Beautiful. All right, guys, that's time. Okay, let's talk about this first one that we've got over here, right? Number 1 says, find the common difference. Now, we know that the difference from 5 to 8 to 11 to 14, our common difference D is equal to 3. If you also said that B is equal to 3, depending on how you write it at your school, that's perfectly fine, right? Question 2 says, find the general rule Tn. So we're looking for Tn. Tn is equal to, now we're already at 3n. Hi, Jasmine.
What does B mean?
Okay, some kids at their school learned Tn is equal to Bn plus C. So I'm just saying if at your school they teach you Bn, then you can just say that B is equal to 3. Okay. But if
just asking because I got confused now.
No, it's fine. If B doesn't work for you, if you didn't learn B at school, don't use B. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got 3n plus C. Now you can do it either way, guys. You can use T1 if you'd like. We're going to replace T1 or Tn over here with 5. We know that T1 is equal to 5. So we can say 5 is equal to 3 times 1 plus C, which gives us 5 is equal to 3 plus C. Therefore, C must equal 2 because 3 plus 2 would give us 5. So C is equal to 2. That means that my general rule or my general term is going to be Tn, 3n plus 2. That is our general rule over there. Okay, then it says we need to find T25. So we're going to go into our general rule and we're just going to replace n with 25 for the 25th term. So T25 is equal to 3 times 25 plus 2, which should equal 77. All right, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you managed to get all 3. 1, 2, 3. Are we all happy? Beautiful, Funzo. Excellent, Lufuna. Well done, Kellen. Nice work, guys. Nice work. Okay, for those of you who use the other formula, you can use the 3 is the common difference. 3 is the common difference. If you said Tn is equal to 5 plus n minus 1, open brackets or close brackets 3, and then you distributed, we should get 5 plus 3n minus 3, right? So Tn is equal to 3n plus 2. Okay, you can use either of those. Okay, whichever one works for you. Okay, it stands for the common difference. All right, let's look at B. I'm going to give you guys another 2 minutes. Remember, we want the common difference, the general rule, and we want T25. You've got 2 minutes, peeps. Let's hash these out because there's something else that I want us to do. Oh, Joe, are you with us now? Thanks, close bracket, for coming to the party. Pop your favorite emoji in the chat when you're done with B, please. Bonzo, don't give away answers. Don't give them away. Ooh, offensive. No, I'm not there. It was a gift for me. But I'm eating it before dinner. I'm so terrible. Yes, offensive. If we're being completely honest, this is actually grade 9 work. I mean, grade 8 work. But you're going to do it in matric too. So it's a very important concept. It's in your matric paper. Well done, Funzo. That is 100% correct. Yes. Yes, Moeketsi. This exact same concept. I'm gedan. Okay, let's have a look at these answers. All right. So they want us to find the common difference. Now, remember, to find the common difference, we're going to take T3 minus T2. So 4 minus 1 will give us 3, and 1 minus -2, we'd have 1 minus -2. That's the same as plus. 1 plus 2 will also give us 3. So our common difference is going to equal to 3. If you're using Bn plus C, B is equal to 3. Right, let's look at our common, our general rule. We'll get Tn is equal to 3n plus C, and then we'll replace Tn with -2 and n with 1. So we're going to end up with -2 is equal to 3, open brackets 1 plus C. 3 times 1 is 3, so -2 is equal to 3 plus C. If I take 3 over to the other side, that's going to give me -2 minus 3. So I will get -5 is equal to C. Okay, so C is equal to -5. So I can go back into my original formula and replace C with -5. So 3n minus 5. If you used the other formula, if you used the Tn with A in it, you're going to go Tn is equal to my A, my first term is -2 plus open brackets n minus 1 D. Okay, sorry, D is 3, excuse me. Okay, I'm trying to read close question while doing this, and that's not a good thing. Then I'm going to distribute this in. So I'm going to then have Tn is equal to -2 plus 3n minus 3, and then we're just going to add like terms. Tn is equal to 3n, -2 minus 3 will give us -5. Okay, so we're going to end up with the same answer. All right, then we need to find T25. Let's find T25. So we're going to go T25 is equal to 3 times 25 minus 5, which should give us 70. That's the answer we'd get over here. All right, another 2 minutes to do this last one over here. And then we're going to quickly touch on something. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Asi. Sorry, I will write it back down. I'm sorry, my sweetie. -2 plus n minus 1 multiplied by 3. Sorry. I completely forgot. I just assumed that everybody had already done it correctly and that everybody's gotten the answer there. -2 plus 3n minus 3. Therefore, Tn is equal to 3n minus 5. Yo, yes, Funzo, correct. Asbonga, you are super, super fast. You are so fast. Asbonga is already done, guys, with question 3 because she's just flying through it. Well done, Funzo. Oh, Funzo, you've missed it by 1. Check your T25 again, please, my sweetie. Okay. Ma'am, at school, we learned to subtract the common difference from the first term to get C. Let me see if that actually works. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you substitute 1 for n and then the term of the value of the term for first term, it will work. Like I say, you have 10, it's got to be n.
Let me just double check. Subtract the common difference from the first term. So -2 minus 3 would give you -1. Oh, -5, correct. 5 minus 3 is 2, correct. Yes, Lufuno, 100% that actually works. It's called T0. Yes, I've seen Graham use it before, friend. Yeah, is it correct? Yes, Pascal, correct. Well done, Melissa. That's correct. You guys, you're more than welcome to do that. Let's talk about that in just a bit. Yes, Pascal, correct. Okay, let's just finish this question quickly. All right, so our common difference over here is going to be 4. Then our Tn, we can say Tn is equal to 4n plus C. And then in order to find C, we're going to replace all of these with the numbers that we need. So that's going to be 0 is equal to 0 is equal to 4 multiplied by 1 plus C. Therefore, C must equal -4. So Tn is equal to 4n minus 4. Then to find T25, we're going to go T25 is equal to 4 multiplied by 25 minus 4, which is equal to 96. All right, give me a thumbs up if you guys got the exact same answer that I did. Okay, Chloe, you can also use that formula 100%. Okay, both formulas will give us the exact same answer, my sweetie. Okay, for those of you who are like, my teacher told me that we can just take the common difference and minus it from the first term, 100% correct. 100% correct. So that particular term is actually called T0. Okay, it's called T0, and it actually represents the constant that we get in each of these questions. Okay, so what some kids have been taught, guys, is that you just need to put that 92 back because we're going to use it. What some kids have been taught is that if you want to find C, you can just take T1 minus the common difference. So we can take 5 minus 3, and that will give you C. C is equal to 2. They are 100% on point. It's called T0, and you can do that. Okay. Wickets is like, why are we putting thumbs up? If you got the same answer, that we did. So for those of you who've been taught that, 100%, it's called T0. It is, you are able to do that to find your C value. Okay, I just want to ask everybody on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are we calculating for the general term, any term in any of these sequences? Are we all okay with this? Okay, 10 being, I'm super confident, ma'am, I'm good. 1 being, height, ma'am, no. 8 plus 2. Okay, excellent. Let's go through one more hurdle. Let's go through one more hurdle with these. Thanks, Luandile. All right, so, okay. Okay, let's just say more than. I like that, Samuel. All right, here's your next challenge. Your next challenge is, I'm going to say, okay, we found the general term over here. The general term was 3n plus 2. Right, now I say to you, which term is represented by 92? Which term is 92? How are we going to use our general term or a general formula to find which term in the sequence 92 would be? Okay, who has an idea? I know you guys know how to do it. Correct. Ooh, Funzo, not n. We would not be replacing n with 92. What are we replacing 92 with? Correct. That's correct. Replace n with 92. Not that way, Pascal, the other way around. So we know that 92 is the actual term, and t stands for the term. So we're going to replace the whole of tn with 92, and we're going to solve for n. So we're going to go 92 is equal to 3n plus 2, solve for n. Okay, so Rulani, remember, if we wanted T5, we know that T5 is equal to 14, correct? So if I took T5 and I put 5 in there, and then I would get 3 times 5 plus 2 would give me 14. Okay. Are you with me? So now I'm saying which term in the sequence, if we keep going, there'll be a number in the sequence that equals 92. What is its t? T what is equal to 92? That's what we're trying to find. T what is equal to 92? Yes, correct, Pascal. N is equal to 30. All right, so we're going to do a bit of math. Take the -2 over to the other side. Okay, so we're going to take 9, then we're going to get 92 minus 2, which is equal to 3n. That's 90 is equal to 3n. Divide both sides by 3. Therefore, n is equal to 30. So that means that in the 30th position at T30, we have the number 92. Okay, Rulani, am I making sense? So if we kept going with the sequence, if we added more numbers and we went 17, 20, 23, all the way up until 92. Remember, this is the first term. This is T1. This is the second term, T2, T3, T4, T5, and so on and so forth. If we kept going, we're going to find that T30 is equal to 92. All right. I want you guys to do the same with the next one, although Funzo has already given away the answer. The next number for B, use the formula that we have in B, guys. Correct. So what lies under the 92 number? Correct. That's it, Rulani. That's exactly what we mean. Okay. If we take the second one over here, we know that our common difference is Tn, or sorry, our general term, Tn is equal to 3n minus 5. Please find me which term is 125. Which term sits at 125? Peeps, calculate for me. Which term is 125? Okay. Tn is equal to 4n minus 4. All right. Okay. Let's look at this one and see how we get there. All right. So we're going to take Tn and we're going to replace it with 125. So we will get 125 is equal to 3n minus 5. right? So that -5 will go over to the other side and become +5, not -5, peeps. When it goes over to the other side, we're going to make that +5. So we're going to get 125 plus 5. That gives us 130. 130 is equal to 3n. Now, our next step would be to divide both sides by 3. What are we going to get here? N is equal to 130 divided by 3 would give us. Okay, I'm getting many conflicting answers. Why is that, guys?
43.
It's 43. Correct. It's 43. All right. I know it says 43,33. What did I do here? Because there was another thing. It wasn't supposed to be 125, I don't think. Let me see if it was supposed to be 126.
But usually they give these questions and then you have to conclude that there's not a term that equals to 125 in this sequence.
Yes. Absolutely understood, teacher Nels. I think what I did was I just wrote my own question wrong. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. Guys, sorry. Can we calculate again? The number over here is actually 124. I'm so sorry. The number is 124 and not 125. I'm sorry, guys. Can we try that again? Let's calculate that again with 124 as the number that we're looking for. Sorry, 124. Sorry, Pascal, sorry. So we should get 124 is equal to 3n minus 5. Yes, I just wrote my own question wrong. Okay, and then we're going to add 5 on each side. So 129 is equal to 3n. And then we're going to divide by 3. Therefore, n is equal to 43. Sorry about that, guys. My maths was just a little bit off because I did that question in my head. Maybe I shouldn't trust my head all the time. Okay, but this one is accurate. Let's do number 3. They are asking for which value is 68. Which term in the sequence is equal to 68? Please calculate for me, peeps. Yes, Funzo, you shouldn't be getting a decimal. Okay, you're not supposed to get a decimal. Okay, beautiful, guys. Well done. All right, so we're going to go 68 is equal to 4n minus 4. I'm going to take the negative 4 over to the other side. It's going to be plus 4. That's going to give me 72 is equal to 4n. Divide both of these by 4. Therefore, n is equal to 18. All right. Give me a thumbs up if all the stuff we've just done on arithmetic sequence, top notch. Are we all okay here, peeps? Excelente. Let's challenge ourselves a little bit. Let's do a bit more challenging stuff. I feel like you guys have this in the bag. Let's do a little bit of a challenge. All right, here's the first question. Okay, it says here, Funzo knows ma'am too well. There's always something extra. Right, it says, if the first term of a sequence is 8 and the third term of a sequence is 16, determine the value of D and T2. Right, so there's 2 different ways to do this, right? I don't know how many of you guys have learned which way, but I'll show you how to solve for this particular question. I want to teach you guys the actual rule that we're going to use. I see, don't even stress. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We are going to use a simultaneous equation. Okay. Correct, Luandile. Luandile says we can use the general formula. Of course we can. Okay, calm down, Pascal. It's not that deep. I promise it's not. Okay, let's talk about this. Now, we've got 2 different formulas for the general formula. I know I've got Tn is equal to Dn plus C or Bn plus C, and I've also got Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 brackets D. Okay, so we can use either of these. We can use either of these, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. Use the second one. Landile says use the second one. I also use the second one, Landile, because it just makes my life a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to first map out what they've given us. They've said over here that the first term is equal to 8. So that tells me that T1 is equal to 8. Then they say that the third term is equal to 16. That tells me that T3 is equal to 16. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to start with the bigger number. I'm going to start with T3. Now, I know that I can replace my Tn with the actual number they've given me, but I'm going to start with that one over there. So I'm going to go 16 is equal to D multiplied by 3, because that's the third term, plus C. Okay, I'm going to clean this up. Instead of writing D multiplied by 3, I'm just going to write 3D. Give me a thumbs up if you understand why Mem wrote 3D instead of going D multiplied by 3. Are you guys with me there? Because X multiplied by 3 is just the same as 3X. D multiplied by 3 is the same as 3D. Not making a difference. Good. We're going to name this equation 1. Okay. Now, immediately underneath it, guys, make sure that you're keeping the same format. Immediately underneath, we're going to do the same with T1. So we're going to say 8 is equal to, now my first term is just 1, so I'm going to have 1D plus C, and I'm going to name that equation 2. Now, my next step is to take 1 and minus equation 2 from it. So if I have this, I'm going to minus 1 right underneath each other, guys. We're going to minus them right underneath each other. So I'm going to have 16 minus 8 is going to give me 8. 3D minus 1D is going to give me 2D. And C minus C is 0. These two are going to cancel each other out. So I now have 8 is equal to 2D left. How do I solve for D? I'm just going to divide both of these by 2. So my D is then equal to 4. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me there. Are we all okay? How do we feel about what ma'am just did? Are we good? Excellent, excellent. And from finding D, then we can find the general term. Because we've got D, we've got any of the n's, we can just replace any of them to calculate for C or to calculate for the other formula. Okay, I'm waiting. I won't move, Asi, I promise. I want us to do one more example, and I want to show you why we start with a bigger number. Okay, all right, Asi, I'm moving on. Moving on. All right. Okay, let's go. All right, here's the next one. Now, watch what they've done here, guys. Now they haven't given us our first term. They haven't given us our second term. They've given us two completely different terms. Right? How go? Hey. All right, so we're going to start with this one over here. Now, for those of you who want to use Tn is equal to Dn plus C, go for it. I'm going to use the other formula this time. This time, I'm going to use Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1D. I want to show you guys that both of these work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to substitute T3 with 64 into my formula. So I'm going to end up with 64 is equal to, I don't know what A is, so I'm just going to go A plus, my n then becomes 3. So I'm going to get 3 minus 1. Are we all in agreement? 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat if you understand why ma'am is about to take away this 3 minus 1 and write 2. Because if my sequence in here says 3, I'm going to get 3 minus 1, and that's going to give me 2. So instead of writing 3 minus 1 times D, I'm just going to write 2D. Pascal, where did I lose you? Pascal? Okay, remember, Pascal, we are replacing n. What is my n value? What is my n value in this formula over here, in this little bit that they've given us over here? My n value is 3. So if I replace 3 with 1 here, n with 3, I'm going to get 3 minus 1. That's going to give me 2. Guys, you forgot to remind ma'am to start with the bigger number. How, guys? Start with the bigger number. We must start with T5. Guys, please don't do this. How? Yes, guys. How? Sorry, what's up? 88 is equal to A.
Hey, ma'am, how are you?
I'm a sweetie. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I would like to do this one.
Yes, absolutely. You want to finish up for me? Yes, let's go. All right. So I need you to do T5 is equal to 88 first for me. Okay. All right. So if I put 5 minus 1 in here, what are we going to get?
Let me know what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
I said here, you're gonna start using the formula for the nth term, ne? So is that formula the one that is Tn is equals to A plus n open
Minus
bracket?
1D.
Yeah. So let me say
Going to replace Tn. Okay, remember Tn is the same as we're going to use T5. So the whole of Tn needs to be replaced with how much? Go.
88.
Correct. So that's why ma'am has written 88 is equal to A plus. What is our n value? What is n?
N.
Look here. That tiny little number over
Isn't
there.
it?
Remember?
Okay. I think, okay, let me do this. I think 88 is equals to A, open bracket 5, negative 1, close bracket D.
Correct. So what if I have 5, negative 1? 5 minus 1 is going to give us
4.
4. So I'm just going to write 4D. Are you okay with me there?
Yes.
Okay, good. That is equation 1. Now we're going to do the exact same thing, but this time with these numbers, with T3 is equal to 64. Can you do that for me?
Okay, so we're going to simplify these equations. So we have 64 is equals to A plus 2D. And then it's going to be 88 is equals to A plus 4D.
Correct. There they are, both of them. Then my next step is to take equation 1 minus equation 2. Let's minus go. What's 88 minus 64?
What's what?
88, remember we're minusing in this direction. 88
yes.
minus 64.
I think it's going to equals to 24.
It's going to give us 24. So over here, we're going to have 24. A minus A is going to give us A minus A.
A minus A. 0.
0, correct. They're going to cancel each other out 100%.
Yes.
And then I'm going to have 4D minus 2D. What does that give me? 4D minus 2D?
4D minus, I think
4D minus 2D, yes?
it's equals to 2D.
Correct. It's the same if I said 4x minus 2x. That's 2x,
yes.
right? Same thing.
Yes.
It's just instead of x, we're using D. So 4D minus 2D will give us 2D. Now 2D I've got 24 is equal to
so
2D.
it means D is equals to 12.
Beautifully done. Correct. Divide both sides by 2. Therefore, our common difference is equal to 12. Well done.
So
That's
next
it.
step, I think we're gonna, okay, let me try now. Okay, I think next we can substitute the value of D for the for original equations to find A. So the
Yes.
first equation is 64 is equals to A plus 2 open brackets 12 and close bracket. And
Beautiful.
then is 64 is equals to A plus 24. So it's gonna be like A is equals to 64 negative
64, correct. 64 minus.
24 minus 24, yes.
Correct. Which is
So
going
A
to
is
give us
gonna 40. The answer is 40.
just, mwah, just pure perfection. Well done. That's it. A is
We're not
equal to
done.
40. Now we can put everything back into the formula to look for any of the other terms. Well done. So we're going to get Tn is equal to 40 plus n minus 1 open brackets or close brackets times 12. There we go.
Okay,
Well
so
done.
I think after, so the value of D is 12, right? And the first term A is 40. Okay, so finally we can find T4 using the formula. So we're gonna say T4 is equals to A plus open bracket 4
We already know
minus 1.
what A is. What is A? T4 is equal to
A
40.
is equals to 40. Yes.
Yes. So we can replace it with 40 plus open
Plus
brackets.
3. I think I'm gonna put 3 and then open brackets then 12 close
Yes,
bracket.
she actually did say close bracket. Sorry.
So it's because
Right. If we put this into a calculator, what answer will we get? Okay, actually we can do it in our head.
I think 40 plus
40 plus
36.
3 times 12 is?
3 times 12 is 36.
Good. So 40 plus 36 will give us?
76, yeah.
Beautifully done, my sweetie. That was so excellent. Like you walked us straight through every
Therefore,
single
so therefore the value of D is 12 and T4 is 76. The final answer is 76.
Beautifully done. 100%.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm going to leave you.
I wanted to check if I understand, so yeah, I get it.
You don't even doubt. You understand. You understand all of it. Well done. Well done. All right, here's a practice for you, my sweetie. Okay. You can take these down and you can go try them out as well to make sure you 100% understand. Okay.